Hi everyone, we're going to find z1, z2 by multiplying z1 and z2 in rectangular form. Then we're going to do the same thing in polar form, showing that the rectangular form agrees with the polar form. Then we're going to graph it in an Argand diagram. So the first thing we're going to do is do part A. And so part A, all they want you to do is multiply these two. And we know from our formulas for polar or complex numbers that A plus BI times A minus BI equals A squared plus B squared. Without the I, it would be minus B squared. So all we're going to do is multiply this out. It's 2 squared plus 2 squared, which equals 8. So that equals Z1, Z2. All right, next, we have to find them in polar form. So for the first one, we're going to do R1 equals absolute value of 2 plus 2i. This is going to equal, and we want the positive because we're doing positive arrows, square root of 2 squared plus 2 squared, which equals square root of 8, which is 2 square root of 2. And our angle equals tan inverse, or inverse tan of 2 divided by 2 is 1, which equals 45 degrees. Therefore, Z1 equals 2 square root of 2 cis of 45 degrees in polar form. Okay, the same thing's going to happen with R2. We have an R2, don't forget this was in quadrant 1, this one's in quadrant 4. So we have to be a little careful. So the same thing, when you do this with it and you square it, you're still going to get square root of 8, which equals 2 square root of 2. Now when we do the angle, we're going to get our angle is tan inverse of negative 1. And that's going to give us negative 45. So since our R is positive, what we want to do is let our angle 2 equal 360 degrees minus 45, which equals 315. So Z2 equals 2 square root of 2 cis of 315. So here are two polar forms of the rectangular forms. Now, we need to do the product of these two, and they should equal 8. So let's try that. So we have, I'll write it out again, C1 was 2 square root of 2 cis of 45. C2 was 2 square root of 2 cis 315. All right. Now multiplying these two, you go 2 square root of 2 times 2 square root of 2 cis, and you add your angles, 45 plus 315. This gives you 8 cis of 360. So that gives you, if you subtract 360, you can write this as 8 cis of 0 degrees. Therefore, you're going to get this equals 8 times cosine of 0 degrees plus I sine of 0 degrees. And this gives you 8 times 1 plus 0I, which equals 8. So they do match up because this first one here was 8. Now we just have to graph these. So to graph the first one, our product is 8. So you go from here, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, there it is. And then you draw the arrow. C1, C2. All right, for C1, we had 2 plus 2I. So 2 is here. This is your real. This is your imaginary axis. So you go up 2, so it's right here. This is Z1. And then draw the positive R, because that's your length of the arrow. And then for the other one, C2, it's 2 minus 2. It's right there. Negative 2. This was 2. Draw your arrow here. And this is Z2. And that's your Argand table. That's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.